I am going to do an example of making a truth table to see if two statements are equivalent. I took this from your textbook, the online textbook. This is number 6. Okay, so first of all, I've got 3 variables, so they each need to go in their own little column. So I've done that. Now, how many rows do I need? Well, from your textbook, we can see that there are 8 cases to make sure you get all of the possible cases, like true, 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 or like down here, false, false, true. So we're going to need 8 additional rows for each of our cases. So let's make this to 9 because we've got a header. So we've got true, 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 false, 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 false. Now true, true. So you rotate them. True, true, false, false. And then for our eek, I don't know why that should not be capitalized, just lowercase r. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Now, let's figure out how many columns am I going to need in my truth table. So we're going to count these. Okay, let's see. I've got a not P. So I've got 1. I've got not Q. I have not R. So I'm going to need, okay, why is that doing that? I'm going to need a bigger space to write. Let's try this again so that I can count this for you. So notice that we've got not P, not Q, and not R. So I'm going to need every single one of those. So each not P is going to have to be a column, not Q will be a column, not R will be a column. Then I need the conjunctions in the parentheses. So I'm going to need this set of parentheses, and I'm going to need this set of parentheses. And then I'm going to need the statement, that entire statement, and then I'll need this entire statement. So total, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 additional columns. So I'm at 3, I'm going to need a total of 10 to get my 7 additional columns. So like I said, we've got not P's, not Q, and not R. So let's go ahead and add those to my truth table. Not Q, not R. So these, we just look at the opposite. So for this one, let's go ahead, highlight since I'm doing not P. I'm looking at P. We're just doing the opposite for not. So false, 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 and then the opposite in this column is true, 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 true. Okay. So we did that one. Let's go do the Q. So focus on that one. Okay, so I'm doing the opposite of Q. So let's see, I've got true right here, so I need false. Then I've got true, so that's false. So now we're doing the opposite, true, true, false, false, true, true. Okay. Now we got to do R, so let's focus on that one. So we're doing the opposite of that, so false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true. All right. Now let's look at each of our parentheses. So we've got a parenthesis right here, and so that is not Q and, I forgot how to put the and. We're going to use a caret for now. So not Q and R. So I need to be looking at these two, not Q and R. So for this one, In order for this to be true, since it's an and statement, both have to be true. So this is false. These two are both false, so that would be false. Okay, we've got a true, true. We have a false in there, so that's false, false, false. Here's a true, true. That's false. Okay, did that one. Then we've got another parentheses here. That's going to be not R or Q. We're not looking at these ones anymore. So we are doing not R or Q. So not R is this column. Q is this column. So this is an or statement, so we just need one of them to be true. So it looks like in this row we've got a true for Q, so that is true. We've got a true there. False, false, so this one's false. This is true, 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 false, true. All right, now I can do the entire statement there. So I'm going to do this entire statement. So not P implies, in parentheses, not Q and R. So I'm going to write that whole one out because I've got both parts of it. Not P implies, and then in parentheses, we've got not Q, R. Let's see if I can give myself a little bit more space. I'm gonna have to make these ones smaller. Sorry, this is not the most elegant way of doing this. I'm not an expert creator yet. I'm sure with practice I'll get better. Okay, so now I'm looking at not P. So I'm looking at this column right here. So not P implies not Q and R. So I'm looking at these two columns right here. So in order for an if statement to be true, if it's false, if the beginning of that statement, the first part, is false, then it actually means it's true. So this is true because it starts with a false. True, true, true. Those were all falses. Now, when your if part is true, then your then part has to be true for it to be false. But since we have a true and a false, this one is false. Again, we have a true, false. So false, true, true, that's true. Hit the wrong thing. And then we've got a false, because true implying false is a false statement. All right, so we have done that one. Let's get these ones back to normal because we are not focusing on those anymore. Now we're going to do the other statement so that we can compare them, and they're going to be right next to each other. So this statement says not R or Q implies P. So let's see, where are we focusing? We're focusing on this column. That's the if part of the statement, and the then part is just P. So let's focus on that one. All right, so the if part here is true. So we have to check, is the then true as well? It is. So true. We got another true, true. Okay, notice that my if part is false here. So since it's false, it's automatically true. Okay, we've got another one. True implies true. Okay, good. We got true. We're on the right track. They're matching up. True implies false. That is false. If it's true, it has to be true. True and then implies false. That is false. False. We don't even have to look at the then. It's automatically true. And then finally, true implies false is false. So we've done the two statements. Now we just need to focus on and compare the two truth values. So I've got this one and we've got this one. Are the truth values the same? Well, we can just look. True, true. Do they all match up exactly the same? Yes. So therefore, the statements are equivalent. Okay, I hope that helps on how to make a truth table to see if two statements are equivalent.